Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a closer look at the Invincible Collection Volume 8. It says on the back here, in the aftermath of the Viltrumite War, friends become enemies, enemies become allies, and Mark Grayson's future as Invincible ends here. This volume collects issues 85 through 96. And as you can see on the front, someone else is taking up the role as Invincible in this one. So let's take a closer look at the book itself, and then we can come back and discuss my thoughts on this volume. On the front, as with all the other ones, we have our Invincible character flying forward. Actually, Grayson's below here, which is interesting to see in this volume. And then we've got the yellow theme down the side of this one, so it's all yellow, Invincible, Ultimate Collection 8. And then our kind of bits in the back, you're probably going to find it quite hard to read with the yellow. And then if we take off the dust jacket, you can see there's actually a yellow ribbon on this one, which was interesting to see. I've noted some of the later volumes have like sort of black and white or different kind of patterns there, so I don't know if that means it's a different kind of thing, but the binding is particularly good on this volume. So if I separate this out, you'll notice it lifts up really well with no effort whatsoever, and right from the very start of the book pretty much, you can just kind of lay it out and it'll almost kind of stay there by itself, and that's just literally the first couple of pages. You know, as things kind of go, it just holds itself fine. So really good, well built book, and the story in this one is awesome. We'll cover that more in a bit, but the art and just everything is so awesome in this volume. And I'm going to skip through quite quickly because, as I said, I don't want to give too much of this one away because this is a big one for you to read yourselves. And we'll skip past all that stuff with Monster Girl and stuff as well. So the extras at the back of this one, they're all in this kind of yellowed section. So we've got kind of sketchbook stuff, and again, very similar to the other volumes now. It's a lot of just commissioned art and kind of anything they had to create for this particular volume. So if they aged a character or replaced a character or something, they will tell you how they came up with that changes. This is probably the most fun volume of Invincible that I've read so far, because there's so much information being dropped about all these different characters, and there's so much coming to a head at the same time that it's just absolutely crazy that they could fit so much going on in this one book. And if you thought the Viltrumite War was going to be fun, this is way better. So basically we have everything kind of hitting its head. So we've come out the end of the Viltrumite War, and Grayson's set his new stance of working alongside this sort of dinosaur guy to do sort of greater good for mankind, rather than just kind of, putting a cork on each issue as it kind of happens. He'd rather kind of look to the future and kind of do that with this kind of dinosaur guy. So he's been kind of doing that, but he's been outlawed in the process of that kind of being the case. And I don't want to go into the details of how all that kind of came about, but basically that's why we've got someone else playing Invincible. I wasn't particularly a fan of the character that takes on the role of Invincible for this, because he just comes across as a bit of a womanizer and not really anybody that I would care about on even the slightest level close to Grayson himself. And yeah, just didn't really work for me. I mean, maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted to show somebody who was, a polar opposite to sort of Grayson's morals or drives or whatever, but I just yeah, I didn't really like him. I mean, he looks cool, but other than that, nah. The other stories we kind of get more and more information on as well, so we get the backdrop as to what happened with Rex and Monster Girl in the other dimension, how long they were away for, what happened with their relationship and stuff there. And we have repercussions come back into this kind of dimension as well, and kind of go through that. Invincible's girlfriend Atom Eve has kind of put on weight across this last kind of couple of volumes, and they kind of make it to do with the fact that she's not been using her powers much, and they've got this weird kind of thing with him just saying, "Oh, you look good anyway," but I just thought that was strange. Again, it was another thing that just didn't quite sit right with me in the book. You know, I get it, I understand, it's just a normal life issue, but it just, yeah, it felt kind of off and weird, and I didn't know why they kind of put it in there. But I say lots of these different characters come to their different sort of moral driving points, and we have a few different conversations between sort of Invincible and Cecil and his dad, and, you know, Alan the alien, and where they all kind of stand. And there's a few kind of points where we kind of come to a head and have to kind of take a polarising side to the friend that you would normally kind of be on the side of. And we get to see new sides of Alan and Grayson's little brother. I forget what his name is. But yeah, just kind of as those characters develop and take on their own kind of newer roles and things as well. So lots and lots and lots and lots going on in this one, and I actually, you know, found it so hard to stop at this point because, as I say, I have most of the rest of the volumes already, but I've been trying to kind of spread this out to maybe 1 or 2 a month, and the last volume was reasonably slow, so when I read this volume I thought, oh, it's fine, I'll just kind of take it and I'll be okay to kind of take a break, but I really didn't want to put it down and stop reading at the end of this kind of volume. So don't be surprised if I get a volume 9 video out sooner rather than later, because I have really been enjoying this series overall. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this closer look video and that you've learned a little bit more about this series. As always, thanks for subscribing if you have already. If you haven't, consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you know as and when these videos drop in future. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.